What's up, guys? This is Seville with another NECA Real Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figure review. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Leonardo vs. Shredder 2-pack that is part of the Target Exclusive Animated Series collection. More than just a review, this video will also feature a comparison to the 1990 movie version of Leonardo as well. Now, if you can give me just a few more seconds, I'll have both of these figures out of their package. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now that they're out of the package, I'm going to give each figure their own rotation on the spinner. That way you can see them all the way around. These animated series style figures were originally created as an SDCC 2017 exclusive 8-pack. It featured all 4 turtles, plus Shredder, Krang, and 2 foot soldiers. However, for Target, they've been split up and repackaged as 2-packs. Each one features a turtle versus a villain. Donatello comes packed with Krang, while Michelangelo and Raphael each come packed with a foot soldier. And they all come with a plethora of accessories. I was personally interested in seeing how they scale with the movie versions of the Turtles, so that will be a main point later in the video. These figures do look really cool, especially if you're a fan of the original cartoon. They absolutely do a fantastic job capturing the essence of that series, easily looking like they walked right off the screen. I think my favorite aspect is just how well the colors and paint apps are done. When moving front to back on the figures, the tones of the colors darken. The metal for Shredder's armor has a darker gray for the back sides, as well as the edges around the mask. In Leonardo's headband, I guess if I had one complaint, it would be that the color doesn't fade from one to the other very smoothly. It's a very sudden transition. But under the right lights and at the right angles, it does make for a really neat effect. Shredder's cape is clearly a cloth goods cape, and it is a little thin. I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but I can see through it pretty easily. There's some stitching around behind the neck, which I think was meant to help guide it over the armor, but it seems more like it just causes it to get in the way more than anything else. The very front piece under his chin never really sits down right, even when you move it back off of his shoulders. But it does make it look a little more natural from behind. Here's a quick look at all of their accessories. Leo, of course, gets both of his swords, and they do have a very simple animated color scheme. He comes with one pair of swappable hands and a communicator. Shredder has his own sword. It is a little bit bigger than Leo's and slightly more detailed. Plus, he has 2 more sets of matching hands, one pair meant for holding the communicator and the other pair meant for holding the sword. Speaking of the communicator, it has some neat little details, including a picture of Krang on the screen, and even some detailing on the back. And the last thing being this little blue canister, which does have some neat little detailing in it too. So now I'm going to push Shredder back for a moment and compare Leo to his 1990 movie counterpart. You can certainly see that the animated ones are much smaller and less detailed. But that lack of detail is obviously attributed to the source of inspiration. So that aspect will clearly just be a matter of preference. There are a couple of differences in articulation points, in that the animated turtles do not have the torso articulation point underneath the shells, and they get a bicep swivel in place of a second elbow joint. But the neck, shoulders, wrist, hips, double knees, and ankles are all pretty similar, with the only other notable differences being that they do rotate at the elbows and at the ankles. I do want to quickly mention that Shredder does have the point in the neck, the shoulders, the biceps, the double elbow, and the wrist. He does also twist at the waist, has double knees, as well as a calf joint underneath the armor. His ankles also have full rotation, and he does have a toe joint too. Now, beyond just the 1990 movie Leo, let's compare these figures to other characters from other popular brands, such as the DC Multiverse movie Batman, Marvel Legends Black Panther, Power Rangers Legacy White Ranger, DC Collectibles TV Supergirl, and finally, Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. So, as you can tell, the animated Leo is certainly a lot smaller than many other lines. And with all that said, it's time to run through my guidelines for a complete and fair review. As I stated earlier, these are just repackaged versions of the SDC exclusives from 2017. Therefore, they are not new sculpts. However, they are still highly detailed and incredibly accurate. Leonardo has less than 20 points of articulation, but Shredder has many more. They do scale well with each other, but they're not going to scale well with any other lines. Both figures stayed balanced really well, and neither had any quality control issues. They both certainly had plenty of accessories, but because of their smaller size, I wasn't fully convinced that they were really worth the over $50 price point. And that's only if you can personally find them in Target stores, because they're not available on the Target website, making my final rating a 6 out of 10 stars, meaning they're still pretty awesome. So when it comes to Ninja Turtles figures, these are definitely the best ones available based on the old cartoon for adult collectors. And if that's the look you prefer, I can recommend adding these to your collection. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video,
Get over here!
and subscribe to Civilian Collectibles.